It's killing me. What is going on, YouTube? If you're part of the OK Crew, welcome back to my channel. And for all my new viewers and hopefully new subscribers, welcome to my channel. My name is Cardo. I'm a CDL professional, and on this platform, I promote positivity, motivation, and inspiration. If you woke up this morning, did what you had to do, and still found some time to watch my videos, and you're already winning, I'm so glad you were able to make it. On this video, I'll be talking about the 5 pros and cons of truck driving. This is a highly requested video, and I say highly even though I have about, 20 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys, but, it's like people ask me a lot about the pros and cons of this industry, and that is one thing I've always said about my YouTube channel, is that I am willing to promote transparency all throughout my channel, as you guys remember in my first video. Transparency, damn, I can't. My list, man. Now let's get into it. So starting off with the first pro, I would have to say the income. And I'm gonna tell you guys something right now, man. The money here has changed my life for the better. I always tend to compare my current job to my first ever job, just to show like the amount of growth that I've made throughout my life. So like right now, like with this current job, what I make in a week is what I used to make in a month. And let me rephrase it actually, because I usually leave for 4 days at a time and then come back. What I make in 4 days after taxes is what I used to make in a month before taxes, working full time. I started off $10 an hour at McDonald's, and like the progression I made from then to now, it's like, to me, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. But with that being said, this is one of those industries where it has levels. Like what I make in a week doesn't mean anything to compare to, like, let's say like what my stepdad makes. My stepdad, he has his own company. What I make in a week, he could make that in a day. Matter of fact, he could make that in like 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? So that there's always levels to this. So many levels in this industry. There's always ways to grow. I'm telling you guys now, man, the income will be my #1 pro on this list. Now on to my first con. I would have to say the inconsistent scheduling. And it's not inconsistent as in like my manager saying, "Oh, Ricardo, go do this run to Wisconsin," and as I'm doing the run, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I need you to bring that to Kentucky or something." It's not inconsistent at like that. I just mean like if any delays or mishaps happen during my trip, I just won't be able to make it back the day I was supposed to make it back. I usually 4 days at a time. Let's say I start a run on a Sunday. I'm supposed to be back Wednesday. Say I leave Sunday, and on Monday I get a flat tire. I can call road service, and they might say, "Oh, it's gonna take us about 6 hours, 8 hours, maybe even 12, depending where I'm at, for them to come up to me and fix my flat tire." Now it's like I lost a day for that. So me leaving Sunday, instead of me coming back on Wednesday, that delay is gonna make me come back home on Thursday or maybe even Friday. And as inconvenient as that con may sound, in my job, I don't want to speak for other jobs, but my job, we get compensated for staying out an extra day. We get paid delay overtime, we get breakdown pay. There's ways to get compensated for that. So on to my second pro. And as a man, I will be honest, my grades were not the best in high school. I was one of those ignorant, nonchalant kids, bro, that just, I had no motivation for school whatsoever. One thing I will recommend, get your high school diploma. If you don't have your high school diploma, definitely get the equivalent, the GED, because for this industry, there's no college needed. All you need is about a 3-month training course, a 6-month training course, depending on what school you go to. And there's multiple options for truck driving schools. Me personally, I went to a school called NETS, which is New England Tractor Trailer Training School. I went to the one in Somers, Connecticut. And that was just a 6-month course. And to me personally, I thought about it as in, wow, I can get my license in 6 months, or I can go to college and get a job after the 4 years. But no matter what, I'm not saying going to college is bad, because that time is gonna pass. I've been a CDL professional for 4 years, like I said in my first video. The time passes. Like I said, I was one of those ignorant, nonchalant kids that just didn't really have motivation for high school. The fact that there was no college required to be a CDL driver, that really motivated me just to go to training school and just get it done. Now look where I'm at. And it might not work out for everybody, but I can say it worked out for me. And now on to my second con. The CDL test may be difficult. Matter of fact, that was the hardest test I've ever taken in my life. Completing my CDL road test was very difficult. There's just a lot of things that you have to remember from school. You have to remember the whole pre-trip. You have to do all these maneuvers like the alley dot, the parallel park. And it's like, you have to parallel park this truck to get your license. How do you? I remember thinking like, I could barely parallel park my car. Like, now I gotta parallel park this truck, and then I gotta do a blindside parallel park. Are you kidding me? And I will be honest, the CDL road test was difficult, but that's how life is, bro. Life is difficult. You just gotta do what you gotta do. When I took my first road test, I actually failed it. And you guys might be thinking, wow, this CDL professional failed his road test the first time and he wants to call himself professional? Well, I mean, yeah, I did fail the first time. When I went to go take my test, I was getting my test taken by a state trooper. I was just nervous, man. He told me, start whenever you're ready. And I was just like, Okay. I was nervous. My hands were shaking. Like I was sweating. Like I was sweating and it wasn't even hot. Like I was just so nervous. But like all the state trooper wants to see, or whoever's giving you the test, they just want to see that you're capable and confident in controlling your vehicle. We're driving 80,000 pound vehicles, man. Like it's very important to be confident and know what you're doing while you're driving. And that's all they want to see. They just want to see the confidence in it. So yeah, I got my CDL the second time. And was the CDL test difficult? Absolutely. But is it impossible? That's a good question, because absolutely not. Positivity, motivation, inspiration, man. Nothing is impossible. As long as you put your mind into whatever you want to do, man, nothing is impossible, man. Positivity, motivation, inspiration, man. Let me hear it. There's times where I forget I'm talking to just a camera, but you know, I appreciate it if you said it. On to pro number 3. And this pro is specifically made for all the introverts in the world out there, like myself. You rarely have to deal with coworkers. And to me, that is beautiful. The fact that I don't have to have somebody next to me, like, hey, what's up? You want to stop at this truck stop right here? Who do I have to talk to? The only coworker that I deal with the most is my dad, because me and my dad have the same job. Like my dad was the one that put me onto this job. So that's the only coworker I deal with. And he's the only coworker that stresses me out. I'm not a fan of working with other people, especially like working with jobs where there's a lot of people. There tends to be a lot of bonchincha, as we say, or gossip. Working at McDonald's, man, yo, I used to walk in, clock in, and you know, some of the girls will come up to me like, oh my gosh, Carter, you see the girl right there? She wore that shirt yesterday. Oh my gosh, isn't that disgusting? That's so tacky. And I would be like, yo, like why you got her name in your mouth? Like, don't worry about her, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like all that gossip and bonchincha, bro. Like I don't want to deal with that. And that's one thing about me, man. I stay in my lane. So that's my third pro. It's just rarely dealing with coworkers. Now on to my third con. As much as you don't have to deal with coworkers or whatever, there are these certain types of people in the world that you have to deal with, and they're called idiotic drivers. Unfortunately, you cannot avoid this, no matter what state, city you go into. And I honestly want to say, in my 4 years of experience, I want to say I've seen it all. All you have to do is just avoid them as much as possible, because, you know, all jokes aside, the idiotic drivers, man, they can cause your license. All you have to do is just avoid them as much as possible, and that's honestly the only thing that you can do. Now on to my fourth pro, which is personally one of my favorites. I love the scenic views that I see crossing through these cities, crossing through these states. There's times where like 5, 6 in the afternoon, you know, I'm driving over a bridge and the sun is setting and the sky just looks beautiful. This is one of those like breathtaking scenes where it's like, it makes you not even feel like you're working at the time. I'm definitely a sucker for scenic views. That's gonna be my fourth pro on the list. On to my next con, being away from home. Has to be con number 4. Like it is tough for me at times to hop in my truck and just leave. And I keep saying this, I'm only gone 4 days at a time, but in those 4 days, man, that's really enough days for me to miss home. I live in Massachusetts, and there's times where I cross through Connecticut or I cross through New York, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I want to turn back. Like, I don't want to do this run no more. I want to go home. And as tough it is for me to be away from home and from my family, like it could be worse. You know, I could be home, but I could be like a bum. You know what I mean? Like I could be just laying around eating up all my mom's groceries, you know, not paying bills, you know, just being broke. Could be worse, but I know I'm doing something that my family is proud of, man. And this is what my channel is about. This is what my channel is for. You know, everybody can see what I'm doing. That is one of the cons. It's just I get homesick quick. On to my last pro, and this pro is really aimed for all the younger people out there. You know, I want to say between 18 to 25. That's probably like a young age range. The opportunity to retire young. If you play your cards right, save your money, make investments, not blow every single check on all these perceived value items like the brand new Jordans every weekend or the Balenciaga foam runners, whatever they're called. If you play your cards right, man, you do have an opportunity to retire young. Me personally, I don't want to jinx this, but you know, my transparency, my goal is to retire at the age of 40. And there's a reason for that. Not because I'm lazy and I don't want to work after 40. It's just honestly, my back hurts. I cannot stress that enough. My back hurts. Like my back feels like I'm 40 years old. So I can just imagine what my back feels like when I actually am 40 years old. And I don't know where I'm gonna be at when I'm 40 years old, but I really do hope that I'm in a different country, just waking up, man, like looking over the view and seeing like the water or whatever, man. Like wherever I'm at, I just don't want to be in this truck or any truck at the age of 40, to be honest. I'm 22 right now, so I got a long way to be from 40 years old, but I just gotta play my cards right. You know, I got one more con before I wrap up this video. And this con right here, I feel like I saved the best con for last because this one is very important, guys. This is also aimed for all the younger heads or maybe even the new truck drivers, you know what I'm saying? This isn't just for the younger generation. This is for, there's people that start at 30 years old, 40 years old, 50. It's never too late to be in this field, but this last con is very important when you're starting off. You get very minimal respect at a young age, and you get very minimal respect as a new truck driver. And if you're somebody that's interested in this field, I really do recommend one. Learn the rules, learn the laws, learn the regulations, learn everything. You gotta soak up everything like a sponge. I'm telling you, learn all the information, because these companies, man, they're gonna try to play you. There's companies that might even try to push you to do illegal things, and you won't even know it's illegal until it's too late. You cannot let these companies put your life or your license at risk. If you get caught doing anything illegal on the road, it is 100% your fault. It 100% falls on you. Do not let these companies play you. Quick story time. I worked for a company in Holyoke. They sent me on a run to Vermont. You know, I forgot the city. I think it was Brattleboro. They sent me to Vermont to pick up a trailer filled with these cardboard bales. And when I connected to the trailer and I got on the scale to check my weight, on the scale screen, it said that my trailer and truck was 85,000 pounds. You know, it was a, you know what I'm saying, ballpark around there, but it was still over 80,000 pounds. And for the people that don't know this, as a truck driver, you cannot hit the road if your trailer is over 80,000 pounds. Like 80,000 pounds is the max limit. And I'm saying that because when I went inside and told the security guard, like, hey, you know, like my trailer is overweight, I need some bales taken off. The security guard was like, oh, you know, you might think 80,000 pounds is the limit, but it's actually 85,000 is the cutoff limit. You know, you're just a little bit over, you know, you can do it. I believe in you. I said, no, I'm not moving this trailer until you guys take off some bales, because like seriously, you know, you guys are playing with my license. And not only are you playing with my license, like you're putting my life at risk. You're putting the other innocent people on the road at risk because my truck is overweight. Like seriously, if I would have drove that trailer and my brakes would have failed and I was going down a hill, that moment right there would have been catastrophic, and I would have had to live with that moment for the rest of my life if I would have lived through that moment. So I take safety precautions very seriously when it comes to this field, because a successful trip to me has nothing to do with the money, but everything to do with me making it back home the way I left. Our lives are worth way more than the checks that we get for any job. And in this field, you have to make sure safetyness is your #1 priority. And learn the laws too, please, because the majority of people that work in the offices of this field, they don't know what it's like to be behind the wheel of an 80,000 pound tractor and trailer. So these people in the office, and whatever their opinion is about safety, that is 100% irrelevant to me, and it should be irrelevant to you as well. But I'll end this video right here. If you made it to the end, I just want to take the time to say thank you for tuning in. Much love to the OK Crew and everybody that's watching. And if you haven't joined the OK Crew, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get all updates on my newest videos, and that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.